Hello, and welcome to this edition of Bite Size Performance Psychology. In this little video, what I'm going to do is explain to you about two brothers which I speak about when I work with athletes. And I kind of use the two brothers as an example of kind of like different types of behaviour and attitude that athletes can have, and how one of them can be more performance driven and generally has more desirable and attributes and psychological qualities that will help drive performance to the top end of potential, while the other brother tends to be more associated with less performance and attributes which again wouldn't necessarily be that performance driven, and will certainly mean that athletes will struggle to perform to their potential. So the two brothers are called Willpower, and I know it's not very imaginative that a parent gave both the brothers the same name, but here they are, the two brothers. The one on the left over here, to distinguish him from his brother, the parents referred to him as Little Willpower, and the one on the right here, the parents referred to him as Huge Willpower. So what you can see is, or what I'm really getting at, is the concepts of willpower and how that is a vital psychological attribute in order to strive for peak performance. And both of the characteristics of the two brothers are very, very different, and really what that symbolises is the difference between in your performance with the psychology of having little willpower and huge amounts of willpower. So what I usually encourage athletes to do is, once I've introduced them to this idea, is to kind of discuss the differences between the two brothers and how their attitudes, psychological qualities would be different, and if there are any similarities. Now, we look at this in all aspects of the athlete's performance, so in their training, in different areas of their athletic competition, in their lifestyle, in their nutrition, in their S&C, just to look, because it is the trait of willpower which will distinguish the athlete, and if you can get that attribute into an athlete, or encourage an athlete to be more conscious of that, that will emanate around all the different aspects of the athlete's life. So what I do with an athlete is I get them to talk about and to kind of list the characteristics between the two brothers, between Little Willpower and Huge Willpower. And athletes really take to this and can quite easily come up with a lot of different characteristics and attributes that will be reflective of the two different characters, and this is really good, and the more the athletes kind of get this, the more they can identify with which brother they might be siding with at a particular time, then the greater the opportunity for them to be able to change and to be able to maybe produce more of the characteristics of huge willpower when required. Remember that the desire of an athlete to either follow little willpower or huge willpower will be underpinned by what do they want to achieve. And elsewhere on the website I've spoken about the idea that athletes who are serious about performance, their decisions should be underpinned by the question, does it make me perform better? So when you have the characteristics of the two brothers, the athlete can then decide, well, which of these characteristics are more suitable and align with my idea that I want to perform better. Once we've got a list of the different characteristics, what I really want the athlete to focus on are their strengths when they are adopting huge willpower's persona. So what are their real strengths that define their willpower and their perseverance and their resilience? And I encourage them to get them written down so they can refer to them. And it's good for the athlete to be able to write these down and be able to see what they are, because athletes will be hugely aware of what these characteristics are. But what we need is reminding at those times in our performance, or those times when we're tempted and have to make decisions, which of the brothers we want to follow. So by having them written down, it helps remind us of our characteristics and our strengths when we're being huge willpower rather than being little willpower. And 99.99% of the time, huge willpower will be the one that produces performances at the top end of their potential, and little willpower will kind of be left alone in his comfort zone, and he might do okay, but he'll certainly never exceed or get to the top end of his performance.